The federal court ruling against President Trump's tariff authority marks a significant challenge to his economic strategy, potentially destabilizing his administration's three-pillar approach to economic policy. This ruling specifically targets Trump's use of emergency economic powers to impose global tariffs, including the Liberation Day tariffs, 10% universal tariffs, and anti-fentanyl trade measures. The decision by a three-judge panel at the U.S. Court of International Trade represents a substantial setback to one of the cornerstones of Trump's economic agenda. The administration's economic plan has been built on what they describe as a three-legged stool: tariffs, spending cuts, and tax cuts. With one of these legs now compromised, the entire structure faces uncertainty. However, the White House isn't backing down. Officials have already initiated an appeals process and are prepared to take the case to the Supreme Court if necessary. Multiple White House officials have indicated they are exploring alternative tools to maintain their aggressive trade stance. The impact of this ruling extends beyond just the tariffs themselves. The administration has been using tariff revenues, estimated at approximately $150 billion annually, to help offset the costs of their tax cut proposals. Without this revenue stream, Republican deficit hawks in Congress may become even more resistant to supporting tax cuts, especially given the nearly $4 trillion price tag and controversial Medicaid cuts. This financial aspect has become particularly contentious, with even prominent supporters like Elon Musk criticizing the legislation's impact on America's debt. The ruling has created significant complications for ongoing trade negotiations. While White House officials scrambled to reassure trading partners that nothing had changed, making urgent calls Wednesday night to maintain momentum, diplomatic sources suggest that many countries may pause negotiations to assess the new landscape. As one diplomat noted to CNN, "It's not exactly obvious why everyone wouldn't take a beat to figure out what this all means." This uncertainty is particularly problematic, given that the administration has only secured framework deals with the UK and China during its recent trade negotiations. The administration does have alternative paths forward through various trade law provisions. They could utilize Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act, which remains unaffected by the court's ruling. This provision has already been used to impose 25% tariffs on steel, aluminum, and automotive products, and Trump has threatened to extend these tariffs to lumber, pharmaceutical products, and semiconductors. Other options include Sections 122 and 301 of the Trade Expansion Act, though these come with more limitations than the emergency powers Trump had been using. Section 122 could allow for quick implementation of tariffs similar to the 10% universal tariff, but these would be limited to 150 days. Section 301 permits investigations of trading partners and subsequent tariff implementation, though this process would take considerably longer to execute. As ING senior economist Inga Fechner noted, these statutes require more extensive investigations, but ultimately still allow the president to act unilaterally. The uncertainty created by this legal battle has broader implications for businesses and international trade relationships. Trump's tariffs have been credited with bringing dozens of trading partners to the negotiating table, potentially opening up foreign markets to more U.S. goods, and benefiting U.S. manufacturers and farmers. However, the court's ruling may cause these partners to reassess their engagement in negotiations. The ruling's timing is particularly critical, given its potential impact on the administration's broader economic agenda. The tariff revenue was intended to partially offset the massive tax cuts proposed by Trump and congressional Republicans. Without this revenue stream, the administration may need to consider either reduced tax cuts or increased spending cuts to advance the House-approved bill through reconciliation with the Senate. For businesses, the situation creates a complex web of possibilities. As Yale Budget Lab's Ernie Tedeschi explained, the ruling supercharges the uncertainty already facing businesses and consumers, because it introduces the possibility of either complete tariff elimination or alternative tariff mechanisms being implemented. This uncertainty affects both immediate business planning and long-term investment decisions. The administration's response to this setback appears to be characteristic of their overall approach to trade policy, maintaining aggressive positions while seeking alternative methods to achieve their goals. As one White House official stated, "The courts are a pretty obvious foil across the board, and we haven't backed down on anything else so far." This stance suggests that rather than retreating from their trade agenda, the administration is likely to double down on their efforts through whatever legal means remain available. As Gary Clyde Huffbauer from the Peterson Institute for International Economics described it, the situation has taken on a whack-a-mole quality, with the administration likely to continue pursuing its trade agenda through whatever means available. This approach, while potentially maintaining pressure on trading partners, also perpetuates uncertainty in the business environment and international relations. The coming weeks and months will be crucial as the administration navigates these challenges while attempting to maintain its economic strategy. The outcome of their appeal, their success in implementing alternative tariff mechanisms, and the response of international trading partners will all play critical roles in determining the ultimate impact of this court ruling on Trump's economic agenda.